Hola, audiencia de escritores y lectores con propósito. Hoy tenemos una invitada especial. Anne Chabot, la conocía yo, but now she's Mary. Could you say the last name?
Yes, my new last name is Braithwaite. It's a long one.
Yes, a long one.
Miss Chabot is fine.
Yes. So today I'm very, very, very proud and very thankful to her for making the time to be with us because she's always busy. They have her husband and her have an organization who help students. A lot of things going on, but they're very busy making libraries for the poor countries, and she's busy. And she made the time today to talk about to come and receive this recognition is the more important thing, because I like to recognize her for the great job she did with during the years I worked with her, and I know her like a person. She's a person with a big heart, always trying to help the students and the parents to get better prepared, to motivate the students to go to college and to read with them and anything. You did an amazing job. And so today I like to introduce her like the woman who she is. She's a woman with a big heart, working hard for the students and parents in the community in the district where she worked. So now she's not working no more, but I always like to recognize her because after the wedding, she decided to go with the husband, and I'm very sad because the student is gonna miss her, but she need to be putting the time in his husband, in her husband. So welcome Anne Chabot to this interview today, and could you tell? Let me give you an applause for making the time.
Can I give you an applause and thank you for having me and for the beautiful bienvenidos, the beautiful welcome. Some of the best years of my life were teaching with you. You always bring that joy and the motivation and the energy, and everyone around you just feels your love, Irma. And that's what made our team so great, our students so great, our families so great. It's just that we were better together.
Yes,
and
because we it's a passion for us, and it's not just a job, it's a passion, and we do this with love. So now, oh, look at my skin is very motivated because I remember how hard you work and myself motivating these students. But I see your job and you see mine, and this is amazing because this great friendship we made working together, and this is the great friends when we see each other, the good things we do for others. So welcome to the program, to this interview. I interview people who really like to help others, and as I call this stories who inspire, stories who inspire other people to follow your sample. So thank you very much for being here, and I'm going to start with the first question.
Thank you.
Why do you decide to be teacher? Why or when?
Thank you. I could go way back to my childhood. I remember watching my teachers and just really looking up to them, especially a fond memory in second grade. The teacher's name was Miss Germack, and she had these big eyes, and she was very animated when she talked, very loving, very caring. And I like to talk and write on the chalkboard and help others. And so I found that it was a passion, a profession that met my personality. Even as a child, I would go home and I would play school. I would round up all my little dolls and stuffed animals and set them in a row. I'd read them books, write on the chalkboard, pretend.
Yeah.
Even if one little teddy bear fell down, I'd go and gently pick him up and ask him if he's okay, put him up. It was, I just think from childhood, it was in me, from the teachers that I experienced, a good experience in school, and I wanted to be just like them.
Wonderful. And I think, and the love you feel for others. Let me know if I'm wrong. The love you show to others came from the values that your mom and your dad, they plant this seed in your heart. I can see that. Because I remember in the time we were together, your mom was the nurse of the school, and just
Yes.
like you, with a big heart to help people, and this new generation, I really like to thank you and your mom and your dad, and my dad and my mom, because we follow their example, you
Yes.
know, uh, um, and that's why it's important and as a parents to do good things. We're
Yes.
not perfect. We're gonna make mistakes, but the our sons and daughters gonna follow our example, not what we say to them, what we do. And I
Yes.
think it's true, right? And because you say that, you like to be like your teacher because
Yes.
you see her what she do. And it's why it's a good example that we're gonna be the like a teacher or doctor or your mom. Anything they do, we're gonna do it because we had a big heart to help others. Okay, so the next question and is about why I noticed this with you because you learn Spanish, you love the Spanish community. We work with the ESL students, and you want them to succeed, to
Mhm.
be professionals when they grow up. I see you working hard with them. And I noticed that. I say, Anne has a big heart for them. I remember one day I see you doing a science fair in a
Mhm.
volcano. A
Yes.
volcano with one of the students. And I remember the emotion and the passion you put to this student to motivate him to do it. And really touched my heart because um, you learn the language to help them, to support them, and you want them to succeed. Why?
Absolutely. And thank you for seeing that in me. And because you see it in me, you know it's in you too. We look for things to help others. And I think it goes back to my experience traveling and being in countries, trying to learn Spanish or Portuguese or Haitian Creole, and knowing what it's like to be in a situation where you're not only trying to learn the language, you're trying to learn the environment, the culture, how to get along. And now the students, when they're in school, they're also trying to learn the content. It's a heavy learning load. And oftentimes the the parents of our students had very different school experiences back home, wherever their home may have been. And so we know that the children, when they have optional assignments, they want to go home and play and ride their bicycles.
Yes, yes.
I do too. And do other things. But these extra projects are so important. And so you and I both, we look to make sure that the students were always doing the extra projects that were important, the extra activities, because we know all those extra experiences help make them stronger, help the students succeed, help them become college bound. You can't do the minimal in school and try to do the least amount. We have to do extra and do more to be greater than before and to learn our best. So I think you and I both were very unique at finding this in the students. Some students do it all by themselves, no problem. Other students, they need a little encouragement. Maybe they're shy, they don't have the confidence yet, um, or they just don't have the know-how how to go about it. For example, the science fair project, where do you go buy the science fair boards? You don't see them in the regular stores where you go with your parents. There's so many aspects I think that we take for granted when we live or we've experienced the culture through a couple generations. When the new generations come, we must help them because life is like a chain, no matter where you're from. We have to reach back and help the others and reach forward and still get help ourselves. So we're always learning and we're always helping. We're always the teacher and we're always the student. The learning is always reciprocal, teaching and learning. And so I find this very motivating working with ESL students and students from language backgrounds that are different than my own. Not only does it give me an opportunity to learn, it gives the student an opportunity to learn and the families, and we grow together. And that's what it's about. the whole community getting stronger and stronger together.
Yes, thank you very much. And you talk about the parents, and I noticed the way you help the students, the same way you help the parents. I remember you always welcome them, making them feel like a part of the school family. And thank you very much. And because this, I think every student, and I'm pretty sure of them, any place they go, they're gonna remember you because I remember always treating them with respect and motivating them, and like you say that you decide to be teacher because one of your teachers treat you with respect and you like to be like her. And
Yes.
this is amazing because teachers can change the life of a lot of students. Not only one, it's thousands of students who you see in the whole career and all the years that you work. Because
Mhm.
I remember my fifth grade teacher, you tried to, talking to you, remember my fifth grade teacher, the name is Belen Niño, and she always motivated me. And I think it's the way I am because she did this to me. And
Mhm.
I like the way I feel in that time, I like to give it to my students. And it's why we pay back what we receive. But
Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I
And I
think
remember you decide to be reading specialist
mhm.
and you have your master in reading specialist. Uh, After you start working with the students and reading and helping them how to succeed and read better and be in the reading in the grade level, um, what do you think? And if it's important, the parents to read with them for 20 minutes every day, what do you think as a reading specialist?
Yes, and in both languages. If you could do 20 minutes English and 20 minutes Spanish or whatever the other home languages are, you really offer your children a great, great gift because to be able to do that in both languages, it helps deeper the understanding of both English and Spanish, for example. And they say, the research says that the students that do the outside of school reading for 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, they score higher on tests. They are exposed to hundreds and thousands of more vocabulary words by the end of the school year. And it makes a huge difference on their understanding of the world. So I think it's very, very important. And it would not be something that I would skip. I also practice the same with my own child at home, raising him. And it was mandatory in our house. My father was a Marine and he always taught us to work hard first and then play hard. But you had to get your work done first. So the pattern in the home was um, doing the studies first, doing the extra reading first. That
Good,
was
good,
always a part of the assignment.
good.
And then the playtime. And oftentimes extra, I would sneak in listening to audiobooks in the car. I would sneak in those, they had those little audio plays. I'd put them on my son and he's shooting basketball shots on the driveway so that the mind could take in the language of books. The language that we experience in books is very different from our verbal talking every day. You
Yes.
know, we recycle the same words every day. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you? It's the same. Good morning. But in books, we're exposed to different words that we don't use in common day settings. So it's very important that they're exposed to that language in books because language is like a currency. The richer your vocabulary is, the greater your outcomes will be. So it's a very good investment. The time spent in reading is very good.
Wonderful. I like the way you explain it. And it is true because I always motivate people to read and reading is like for me like a gift because my mom don't know how to read and I help her how to read. And I remember before she read, for me reading is like the people is blind and because one day my mom we going to take the bus and she got the wrong bus because she don't know how to read the sign in front of the bus. And this is very sad. And that's why I say the reading open the eyes to the people who read, and like you say, the vocabulary increase, the grades are better. So it's something that we have to, like you say, like priority to do every day at home.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And
So
patterning it, if there's a routine in your day, like brushing your teeth, you won't skip brushing your teeth. So I try to tell the students, pattern it with something that you must do every day. Put it right next to that, so it's in your schedule and you don't skip it. If you're putting your toothbrush out on the counter, put the book you want to read right next to it, so you know you can't skip it, right there in your routine. And then after a while, it just becomes a habit. You don't fight with the children about it. They just do it by, oh, it's time to read. Maybe there's a battle at the beginning, setting up the routine if you're taking the phone away or the TV away. But
yes,
once they have the routine, it's set, no more troubles with that. And I will say, and your children probably came back to you to tell you that as well. My son did thank me. He said, Mom, many of my friends in college, they're having a difficult time keeping up with the volume, the amount of reading. But because you forced me to read
yes, it
so
happens.
much, I could keep up. And it makes a difference in the grades in college and college retention. And in any program, I remember him challenging me once, Mom, well, maybe I'll be a football player. I won't need to read. I said, oh, your football coach is going to pass you a book this thick of plays and other things. Any profession you must read. So they challenge us, our children, but that makes us stronger too.
Yes, yes, yes. And you remind me, my Daisy and Michelle, when I take them to the library in vacation time for the reading program. In the beginning, they don't want to go, but after that, I say they take us to a field trips, and they win the T-shirt with the name
Yes.
reading program, summer reading program. And they motivated the next year, but at the first year, oh, we're gonna read. And after that, they love to read. I remember Daisy we going to parties, and she take a book with her. And people come and say to her, hey, don't follow your mom direction. You are in a party, you need to be dancing. Forget about the book. I said, I don't force her. After she love it, she take it by herself. Like you
Yeah.
say, when they love it, they do it by themselves. We can enforce them.
Yeah, that's
And
another good point, though. Don't forget to pack the books. Keep them in the car, keep them in your purse. When you're waiting in the grocery line, there's so much lost time when children would think to get mischievous and, oh, you have the book. It could occupy them.
yes, yes. And so I don't like to take you too much time. I just have one question. If you like to add this to the closing, I like you to tell the audience maybe one or two benefits of reading to the brain. How the brain is benefit when we read.
Oh, wow. Yes, we could go into the science of reading for hours. There are so many benefits, but I will say one of my favorite benefits is the connections that we make. You expand your experiences. You meet new characters in books, new cultures, new places. You can travel in a book and just expand your knowledge. And so the more you read, the more you understand the world around you. And I think that leads to the other part, the emotional part, the part that develops empathy. And we need that in this world right now. There's a Haitian proverb that is, "Nawe kote nu kampe." We see from where we stand. And it's kind of like, knowing what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. And through books, writers sometimes write with inner dialogue of characters. So we know their thoughts, their feelings, their fears. And we can get inside the mind of other people. And that really builds something that I believe is empathy, and that we could relate to others and treat others better and create more kindness, because you understand a situation that someone else is experiencing, and maybe you haven't experienced it yourself, but you got a deeper understanding of it from reading about it in a book. And then you could at least relate to someone if you yourself have not had that experience. And so I think that alone can bring a lot more peace and understanding in our world. And that emotional aspect, you know, they talk a lot about IQ, but EQ, the emotional quotient we have, and the ability to communicate with others and get along with all different kinds of people is so important for achieving success.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you very, very much for your time. And today is not just like a simple interview. I feel very thankful to you. And I like to recognize you in the March, because March, do you know, is the Women March month. It's a recognition to the women in the world. And I say, who I'm going to recognize? I was thinking about it. And I choose 5 women who I really like to recognize, because I see how much change you make in all your students, and how great mom you are. It's not only the work. You are a great mom, you are a great daughter, and you are a great example for the society. Is why I decided to recognize you today. And thank you very much for making your time. I was thinking, now you live far away, you're not living here in Chicago no more, and you made the time. And this is something to be very thankful to you for taking the time to be here. And I send you a big hug and thank you very much, and say hi to your husband. And remember, he say, and maybe he like to be interviewed too. Maybe the next month I interview doctors, and he is welcome to be interviewed here. But thank you very much. And before I say bye, I like to have your permission, because I have my YouTube channel, and I like every video and every teacher and every person I interview, I put it on YouTube. Do you give me the permission to do it?
Yes,
Because this way we motivate more people, because it's the whole purpose to do these interviews, to motivate people and tell them that they can succeed in life, and they very valuable. In every interview I say to them, doesn't matter the nationality, where you born, where your family come from, a poor family like me, doesn't matter. And we are humans, we have talents, and we can put it together. And if somebody listen to this video, look at this. I'm Mexican, Anne is American, and we are together like a family, sending this message to the people who see this video, and telling you the importance to read, the importance to keep your values, and the importance to share your talents with others, because that's what you did today. All the knowledge you have in reading and your years of teaching, you shared to the people, and I really love it. Thank you very much. And
thank you, Irma, and happy National Women's Day to you too. Igualmente, you're an amazing woman. I loved reading your story and the collection of books that you gave us as a gift, and we appreciate that. And we praise you for the work that you are doing for readers and writers and motivating everyone. God bless you for the work you do. You're an amazing woman.
Thank you very much. And thanks to you for the interview. But I have your permission to put the video on YouTube?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. So I send you a big hug, and thank you very much for the time, and say hi to your husband.
Thank you. Say hi to the whole family and Fulton School community for me. Please send my love back home.
I say to them. And EJ is here in Chicago, is with you.
Yes. He's there going to physical therapy. The knee's coming along, so that's good.
Wonderful. He's doing okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Irma. Have a good evening.
You